Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, a newly released recording could really hurt Trump in regard to this case going on in Georgia. And a racketeering expert has been brought in to help with the case, which is really bad news for not just Trump, but others, as I'm going to explain. So, you've probably heard the infamous recording of Trump begging and then pressuring and bullying Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and telling him to find just the right number of votes to overturn Biden's win in Georgia. But there was another call that took place that hasn't been as widely shared, in which Trump pressured the investigation supervisor for the Secretary of State's office, a woman named Frances Watson. Well, now the audio of that call has been obtained and published by the Wall Street Journal. The call lasted 6 minutes and it took place prior to Christmas. So this call preceded his more desperate call to Raffensperger. In the call with Watson, Trump pressured her to scrutinize the signatures on the mail-in ballots, and he repeated his false narrative that he won Georgia by, quote, hundreds of thousands of votes. He also said, if you can get to Fulton, you're going to find things that are going to be unbelievable. The dishonesty that we've heard from good sources, really good sources, but Fulton is the mother lode, you know, as the expression goes, Fulton County. He also blames Stacey Abrams, who, just to be clear, has zero authority or official power in Georgia. And he said in regard to Stacey Abrams, quote, you know, they dropped the ballots. They dropped all these ballots. Stacey Abrams, really, really terrible. I mean, just a terrible thing. And I will say this, if it went, I mean, hopefully this will show, because if you go back 2 years or 4 years, you're going to see it's a totally different signature. But hopefully, you know, I will, when the right answer comes out, you'll be praised. I don't know why they made it so hard. They will be praised. To people will say, great, because that's what it's about, that ability to check and to make it right. Dear freaking God, the word salad that comes out of his face. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. Can someone get him on some medication? Dear God, what the hell was that? What is he saying? Oh my. Okay, so then Trump does his typical con job BS, trying to make her feel special. He said, quote, you have the most important job in the country. And he even lied to her about his win in other states, which proves that he's a sociopath, because there's absolutely no reason for him to lie to a Georgia state representative about winning Texas. I mean, he won. Why does he have to lie about it? He told Watson, quote, we won Texas by a record. Texas was won by the biggest number ever. That is patently false. It is absolutely 100% factually incorrect, because not only did Trump win Texas by a larger margin in 2016 than what he did in 2020, but George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Ronald Reagan, and Richard Nixon all scored more votes in Texas than Trump did in both years, in either 2016 or 2020. And as I was saying in the beginning, this RICO expert, which stands for Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organization, is helping prosecutors in potentially bringing criminal charges against others, including Trump, but also Senator Lindsey Graham. So Fani Willis is the lead investigator. She's the Fulton County District Attorney. And Willis told journalists that she's also interested in the sudden and unexplained departure of BJ Pak. Pack was a U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Georgia, and he was appointed by Trump, but he just abruptly out of nowhere resigned the day after the recording of Trump's call with Secretary Raffensperger was made public, and he gave no explanation for it. In addition, Willis has convened a grand jury to review this case, which is set to meet for the first time this month. Prosecutors don't bother impaneling a grand jury and hiring a RICO expert unless they believe they have a case. So she clearly believes there's something that can be done here. Now, whether or not the grand jury sees it the same way and they believe that the evidence is sufficient to show Trump's intention was to overturn a legal election, that's another thing. They have to prove that Trump knew that it was false. He knew that he didn't really win, but he was trying to get them to jimmy rig the results. That's going to be a little steeper hill to climb. But one thing we don't know yet, which could play into that, is how many more recordings are out there? You know, after Lindsey Graham denied Raffensperger's characterization of the content of their call, that's when they started hitting the record button. So who knows what other information they may have gathered. And as I've said before, Trump has put a bullseye on his back by pretending that he's going to run for office again. Because I don't believe for one second that he truly has any intention of running for the presidency again. I think he's using it to grift money off of his followers, and to maintain power over the Republican Party. But he has put this bullseye on his back because they pretend to like him. But in reality, they want him gone in the worst way. And the people who want him gone the most are the ones who want to take his place as the 2024 Republican nominee. So who knows what those people or other people that we're not even thinking of might be feeding to these investigators, not just in this case, but in all of the cases going on around the country. You don't know what they saw behind the scenes, what they heard behind the scenes, what documents they may have gathered. The only people who are still on his side are the people who are also in the crosshairs of one of these lawsuits. Those are the only people who care to keep him safe. Anyway, guys, I'll keep you posted on all of this. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.